Our skeptic friend said, kung si Jesus ay muling nabuhay, dapat to ilabas daw natin siya. Wait, what? You know what, my friends, brothers and sisters? We know for sure that we have good evidence that Jesus really resurrected from the dead, right? From the fact that Jesus died by crucifixion, that the tomb was empty, that his disciples testified that they had seen the risen Lord. Afterwards, they present the gospel message across the globe, the known world I mean, and they are not afraid to be persecuted and died because of what they witnessed. Even the lives of those who are former skeptics were transformed. Ngayon, I always pointed out here this way. This kind of objection kasi parang pino-force yung point na dapat ilabas mo yun para patunayan na totoo yan. Even if Jesus will come again, for example, or there will be a vision concerning Him, ganon. Pero paano kung halimbawa hindi siya maniniwala o mananampalataya? So, hindi na po issue ng intellectual yan. Issue na yan ng puso. So, this kind of statement kasi na kung talagang muli siyang nabuhay, dapat magpakita siya sa atin, so to speak, then who are we para persahin ang Panginoon na gawin yun? Tao po tayo eh. Diba? Lastly, ito ngayon yung magiging let's say, challenge to our skeptic friend. If you want to debunk Christianity, there's only one. Ipresenta yung remains ni Kristo. That's it. If Jesus did not resurrected from the dead, kung si Jesus ay hindi muling nabuhay, dapat andyan na yung kanyang bangkay. Take note, aware ang mga Jews na si Kristo ay inilibing sa isang libingan na pagmamayari ni Joseph of Arimathea. And yet, on the third day, aware sila na wala nang laman yung libingan. So indirectly, it even showed that because the body of Jesus was not there in the tomb, so nagpapatunay talaga na muli talaga siya nabuhay. Now, if our skeptic friend wants to prove, that Jesus never resurrected from the dead, mag-produce ng bangkay, yung mismong remain ni Kristo. Pero, I will tell you, my friends, mayroon lang gumawa ng ganyan. And yet, instead of disproving Christianity, because of his quest and investigation concerning to it, this guy, who is a journalist and an atheist before, became a Christian. So, my friend, nire-recommenda ko sa iyo itong libro, Tilly Strobel. Siya po yung tinutukoy ko po dyan, kapatid. The Case for Christ. Kung saan, nilatag niya rito yung kanyang isinagawang pananaliksik. Take note itong libro niya, nag-cite siya ng mga interviews concerning to that matter. At ito ay nung panahon siya ay atheist pa lang. And yet, after months and months of research, after months and months of interviews, na mas lalong imbes na patunayan na hindi totoo yung muling pagkabuhay ni Kristo, lumalabas na batay sa kanyang pananaliksik, by napatunayan pala na totoong Christianity. So, to my skeptic friend who is watching, I know you're watching, so thank you for that. Well, all I can say is this. Kung meron kang time, pwede kang maghanap ng copy ng libro. I think meron yan sa Lazada o sa Shopee. read it with an open mind. Sa bagay, nasa sayo pa rin naman yung decision. However, if Christianity were true, if Jesus had risen from the dead, then are you willing to go back to the Christian faith? The choice is yours, my friend. We know for sure that we have good evidence that Jesus really resurrected from the dead, right?
Do we now? All right, show me your evidence.
From the fact that Jesus died by crucifixion,
Even though we do have historic evidence of a crucifixion of an individual named Jesus Christ from Josephus and Tacitus, that does not prove anything about a resurrection. It just proves that he died by crucifixion. That's it. That's his execution. That's it.
that the tomb was empty.
Which tomb? Which empty tomb? There are like thousands of tombs found in that place. Which tomb? I'm asking which one, because we have to be specific, right? You can't claim all of them. That's quite impossible. You can't claim one of them, because now you're going to be backed in a corner. You have to present more evidence. You just put yourself in a place where you have to present more evidence that isn't there.
That his disciples testified that they had seen the risen Lord.
People testify for many. I don't know if you know this, but in the court of law, eyewitness accounts are like the most unreliable and unsubstantiated type of evidence.
Afterwards, they present the gospel message across the globe, the known world.
Gospels, huh? Well, do you know that the authors of the gospel aren't actually Mark, Luke, and John? The authors are like anonymous at best. Not to mention, right, these gospels actually contradict each other in like many aspects of Jesus's life. But since we're on the topic of the resurrection, let's talk about the first appearance of Jesus allegedly after his resurrection. In Mark, it's not mentioned. In Matthew, it's said that he appeared on the mountain of Galilee. On Luke, he says that he appeared to someone in the road of, I don't quite remember who that someone is. I think it's Cleopas or something, in the road of Emmaus, and same day to Peter. And in John, it says that he appeared in a locked room to 10 disciples. So which fucking one is it? How can you rely on this quote unquote evidence when it is contradicting itself?
And they are not afraid to be persecuted and died because of what they witnessed.
This is always the worst reasoning ever, because I can point out to many cultures who had many people who died because of that belief. But no, you're just gonna cherry pick, right? For example, the people who crashed those two planes in 9/11 died and sacrificed themselves because they think that Allah will save them. Allah will give them glory. Should we now believe in Allah? You're not persecuted. You're just wrong.
I'm quite a busy guy for the past few days, but anyway, gusto kong i-comment tong presentation ni Mr. Ikatlo, whoever he is. I think maganda na matalakay natin ito ngayon. So, let's find out. Actually, nag-response siya dun sa isa kong video, pero sige, let's find out kung ano kanyang mga sinabi.
Alright, show me your evidence.
Kung naalala nyo, gumawa tayo ng isa sa mga video kung saan pinipresent natin ng isa sa mga evidence, or let's say good evidence that Jesus had risen from the dead. Yung mga skeptic friends natin, ito yung isa lang yung sa mga challenge nating sinabi. Kung talagang hindi nabuhay muli ang Panginoong Jesus, magbigay ng isang proof. Gaya ng sabi ng Apostle Paul, present the body of Christ. Pero tingnan natin kung ang anong kanyang sinabi.
Though we do have historic evidence of a crucifixion of an individual named Jesus Christ from Josephus and Tacitus, that does not prove anything about a resurrection. It just proves that he died by crucifixion. That's it.
Well, yes, it's true. However, you have forgotten something. May nakalimutan po kayo. Tingnan nyo ha. Many people from among the Jews in the other nations became his disciples. Pilate condemned him to be crucified and to die. But those who became his disciples did not abandon his discipleship. What's this? They reported that he had appeared to them 3 days after his crucifixion and that he was alive. Accordingly, he was perhaps the Messiah, concerning whom the prophets have recounted wonders. So it sounds like that even though Josephus did not believe that Jesus rose from the dead, sige, bigyan natin ito ng benefit of the doubt. However, what on earth was that for? According to Josephus, yung mga disipulo niya, they claimed that they saw the risen Lord. Sounds like the disciples of Christ really believed that Jesus had risen from the dead. Alam niyo ba na isa sa pinaka-foundation to prove that Jesus had resurrected from the dead is that Jesus really died by means of crucifixion? Well, you're not really debunking the resurrection narrative. You even just proved the first of the foundation concerning the resurrection of Christ.
Which empty tomb? There are like thousands of tombs found in that place. Which tomb? I'm asking which one, because we have to be specific, right? You can't claim all of them. That's quite impossible. You can't claim one of them, because now you're going to be backed in a corner. You have to present more evidence. You just put yourself in a place where you have to present more evidence that isn't there.
Well, the crucifixion of Christ was happened in Jerusalem. Specifically, the Gospel account says na siya ay inilibing saan? Sa tomb ng pagmamay-ari ni Joseph of Arimathea. Excuse me, the crucifixion and his burial happened publicly. So, what do you mean by that? Kasi mostly yung kanyang argument ay Malabart Ehrman kasi ang dating, no? Na which tomb was that or whatever. Pero let me quote Craig Evans here tungkol dyan sa issue yan. Kasi sabi niya, I conclude that the burial of the body of Jesus in a known tomb, according to the Jewish law and custom, is highly probable. Okay? I think it is also probable that the tomb in which family and friends knew the body of Jesus had been placed was known to be empty. I think, sabi niya, it is also probable that the first to discover this tomb were women, among whom Mary Magdalene was the most prominent. These conclusions make more sense of the evidence. It was the knowledge of the tomb and the discovery that it was empty, in addition to the appearance of Christ, that led the followers of Jesus to speak in terms of resurrection and not in other terms. So, even those evidence like this, like Joseph of Arimathea, alam ito ng mga tao yan. Lalo kung sino ba yung Jesus na ipinako sa krus at that time.
Justify for many. I don't know if you know this, but in the court of law, eyewitness accounts are like the most unreliable and unsubstantiated.
Mahina raw yung evidence ng eyewitness accounts. How did you know that? Did you ever talk to the detectives? Really? What do you mean by that? Pag-explain sa next video.
Well, do you know that the authors of the gospel aren't actually Mark, Luke, and John? The authors are like anonymous at best.
Wow, anonymous daw. Really? Kung internal evidence lang magpo-point dito, meron na tayong proof dyan. Meron tayong evidence dyan na si Mateo yung sumulat ng Gospel according to Matthew, Mark wrote Mark, Luke wrote Luke, and John wrote John. First, kung Matthew ang pag-uusapan, si Mateo lamang kung baga ang nagsabi about pagbayad ng temple tax. Matthew shares the parable of the vineyard workers, focusing on workers' wages. Only gospel writer to give exact amount of payment made to Judas, 30 pieces of silver. Matthew alone reports of money paid to guards at Jesus' tomb once his body went missing, and you name it. Mayroon tayong internal evidence na si Mark lamang yung nakapagsulat ng Gospel according to Mark. John Mark was closely linked with three major apostolic figures, Paul, Barnabas, and Peter. The Gospel Mark contains many details that would most likely originate from an eyewitness. And Mark's Gospel is the only one that tells us that Jesus was asleep in the stern of the boat, a detail that a fisherman like Peter would likely remember. Si Lucas naman ang nagsulat din ng Gospel according to Luke. Yun, Luke's account describes two births, the severity of Peter's mother-in-law's fever by indicating it was a high fever. Luke may be in a way defending the physicians described in Mark 5:26 who could not heal a woman, and Luke add details in 8:43 that would make the reader believe that they did all they record, they could. And by the way, gentle si Luke, na malamang sa malamang, remember, nai-record niya yung pagtutuli kay Kristo nung siya ay bata, o sanggol so to speak. Siyempre, in John 21:24 claims authorship of the gospel by the beloved disciple. Sino itong tinutukoy na beloved disciple? Di ba si Juan? And also, meron tayong mga outside sources like yung early church fathers na talagang nagpapatunay na yung apat na ebanghelyo yan ay sinulat ng apat na tao. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Alright, show me your evidence.
Kung naalala nyo, gumawa tayo ng isa sa mga video kung saan pinipresent natin ang isa sa mga evidence, or let's say good evidence that Jesus had risen from the dead. Yung mga skeptic friends natin, ito yung isa lang yung sa mga challenge nating sinabi. Kung talagang hindi nabuhay muli ang Panginoong Jesus, magbigay ng isang proof. Gaya ng sabi ng Apostle Paul, present the body of Christ. Pero tingnan natin kung anong kanyang sinabi.
Appearance of Jesus allegedly after his resurrection. In Mark, it's not mentioned. In Matthew, it's said that he appeared on the mountain of Galilee. On Luke, he says that he appeared to someone in the road of, I don't quite remember who that someone is. I think it's Cleopas or something, in the road of Emmaus, and same day to Peter. And in John, it says that he appeared in a locked room to 10 disciples. So which fucking one is it?
Sorry po. May F word yung sinabi. But anyway, if you are talking about the differences of the disciples, kumbaga, saan ba siya nagpakita or whatever, actually, it does not even proving that there are contradictions daw. Alam mo, kung titingnan natin yung jury, para kung i-judge credibility yung mga accounts na yan, yung mga reports na yan, the testimony has to, point 1. Rather, testimony is from one's personal perspective. The testimony has to have differences because they are different witnesses' reports from a different perspective. So, testimony from witnesses can vary, but yet explain the same event. So, what do we mean by that? Alam nyo kasi, kung talagang mapapatunayan na tama ang isang pangyayari, i-expect ng mga hahatol na merong mga secondary details diyan. Like for example na lang yung Titanic, so to speak. Mayroong iba na nagsabi, na yung mga naka-witness na yung Titanic ay lumubog ng dire-diretso. Mayroon namang ibang nakapagsabi, especially yung malayo-layo, kung saan habang lumulubog yung Titanic, nahati yung gitna. At saka yun, lubog. In short, listen. support, ang tinutukoy kasing kontrahan diyan, yung kung paano yung way ng pakita nila yung yung naturang event, for example, resurrection. However, even though merong secondary details sa masasabi natin quote-and-quote kontrahan daw, sabi nga ng isang Christian speaker, actually hindi naman talaga kontrahan o contradictory, kundi complementary. In short, yung different accounts na yan from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, alam mo ba may isa lamang na event na nangyari dyan? They all saw the risen Lord alive again. At saka isa pa, kung kredibilidad nga naman ang pag-uusapan, first and foremost, makikita po talaga na itong mga taong ito na naduwag nung nakita nila na ang kanilang master ay pinako sa krus sa Golgotha, on the third day, nasaksihan nila na si Kristo ay muling nabuhay. Well, it's very sad na, ayun, I don't know what is the reason for saying such word, pero naintindihan kita, I don't know. We can talk about it. However, alam mo, evidence of a witness's religious beliefs or opinions is not admissible to attack or support the witness's credibility. Kasi alam nyo, kung sasabihin na ganito kontrahan, una, isang tanong ko lang, what do you mean by the word contradictory? And second, still, yung challenge natin ay nakatayo pa rin. If Jesus never rose from the dead, ipakita yung kanyang body, andun pa rin. Pero, I think malabo eh. Tsaka, may common elements ito sa four gospel accounts eh. All accounts said that Jesus was buried in the tomb where napagmamay-ari ni Joseph ng Arimathea. Nai-record din ng apat na gospel accounts yung tungkol sa mga angels. All accounts says that women were the first witnesses. All accounts have an empty tomb. Also, kung titingnan natin yung kanyang entire argument, it does not even debunk my first video actually. In fact, yung isa-isa about sa crucifixion na first foundation natin to prove that Jesus had risen from the dead, nakatayo. Well, I don't know about you, but the resurrection account, the time that Jesus had risen from the dead, nananatili pa rin nakatayo.
There's always the worst reasoning ever, because I can point out to many cultures who had many people who died because of that belief. But no, you're just gonna cherry pick, right? For example, the people who crashed those two planes in 9/11 died and sacrificed themselves because they think that Allah will save them. Allah will give them glory. Should we now believe in Allah? You're not persecuted. You're just wrong.
Really? Anyway, sa bagay, martyrdom is not always a proof or an evidence to prove that Christianity is true. However, may na-miss ka. My difference between those people who decided to hijack these planes and destroyed World Trade Center to these first century apostles of Christ. Unlike these people na inaakala nila na they're doing this in the name of their God, yung mga first century apostles ni Christ, yung mga first century na mga disipulo niya, they were being tortured, they were being killed. Not because of some sort of a belief only. You know what? Pansinin mo, if you really read the New Testament accounts, kung nabasa mo lang talaga, sa bagay, you claim in some of your videos that you are quote-unquote ex-evangelical. Okay? I don't know what happened. What is the reason why you deconstructed your faith? Maybe we can talk to it in the future. However, if you really read the entire New Testament, especially the book of Acts, for example, if you read the early church fathers' documents, so to speak, doon natin mapapansin na they were being tortured and killed. Hindi lang dahil sa naniniwala lamang sila doon. They actually witnessed it. Wala po sila sa posisyon na they will go on doon sa pananampalatayang yan, ipapakalat nila yung mabuting balita, and then they will go on to be killed or whatever. Wala nga silang nakamit na kung ano. Diba? Hindi nga sila nakapagkamit ng maraming babae dahil sa kanilang preaching na yan, that Jesus had risen from the dead. Hindi man lamang sila nagkaroon ng political power, so to speak. In fact, they were persecuted minority at that time. Nakapagkamit ba sila ng maraming pera na parang ginagawa ng mga taong nagpipreach and then ngayon pera tito pero doon? They're not. In fact, grabe yung experience nila, grabe yung nangyari sa kanila. And yet, hindi po na-deconstruct yung kanilang pananampalataya. Nanatili silang nakatayo. Bakit? Because they know and they saw and they witnessed that their master, that their Lord, na kung saan they thought wala na, patay na, yun pala muling nabuhay. Take note, itong mga apostol na ito, after they saw their Lord died on the cross, nagtago sila doon. Naging duwag, bahagang buntot. And yet, when they saw the risen Lord, on the third day, everything changed. Si Apostol Pablo, for example, aware tayo sa Book of Acts, talagang persecutor siya against Christianity. Terrorista, so to speak. And yet, when he saw the risen Lord, his life turned upside down. He even died as a martyr according to church tradition, so to speak. Isa pa, tingnan nyo, let me read from J. Warner Wallace himself, who is a detective. Sabi niya rito, siyempre, maraming talagang mga tao na malamang, they will be martyred because of what they believe. Pero sabi pa niya, the original eyewitnesses, however, were in a different position. They knew firsthand if their claims were true or not. They did not trust someone else for their testimony. They were making a first-hand assertion. They claimed to be the first eyewitnesses. They claimed first-hand. Sa kanila nag-originate. Bakit? Kasi nga, nasaksihan nila. Bukod dito, sabi nga ni J. Warner Wallace, the martyrdom of these original eyewitnesses is in a completely different category from the martyrdom of those who might follow them. If their claims were a lie, they would know it personally, unlike those who were martyred in the centuries that followed. And while it is reasonable to believe that you and I might die for what we mistakenly thought was true, it's unreasonable to believe that these men died for what they definitely knew to be untrue. Alam mo, kaibigan, kung mapanood mo man to, gusto ko itanong ukol dyan, no? First, how did you know that the gospel accounts are quote-unquote anonymous? Kasi yan din yung argument din ng ilang mga skeptics like Bart Ehrman, Okay, di kita masisisi dyan. Pero, mag-aral muna, no? Pangalawa, how did you know na may kontrahan? May kontrahan sa four gospel accounts, especially sa resurrection. Have you ever considered that those quote-unquote contradictions in these four accounts ay hindi pala contradictory, kundi ito yung mga complementary or secondary details. Kahit ngayon mga, let's say, police reports din, may mga ganyan talaga. Pangatlo, kung talaga nga, actually, yung sinasabi na yung eyewitness details daw ay mahina raw, paano mo nalaman? And then, lastly, if you want to disprove the resurrection, dapat ito yung gawin nyo. Present the body of Christ. Hindi yung tipong shifting down ng ganito, shifting down ng burden of proof. Remember, kayo po ang nagpresenta ng ganyang objection. Siyempre, we are just answering it. Ngayon, you must have to answer. And lastly, I will go on to have a last comment here. I don't know why you hate, I don't know if you hated Christianity or what, but I understand if there's something na parang but however, despite of the feelings that we have, if Christianity were true, would you become a Christian? Well, you know what? Lord willing, I'm willing to have a dialogue with you, my friend. A conversation, ganyan. Yung parang ganito lang, di ba? At least maunawaan ko kung ano yung reason mo. But anyway, if that is the response that you give against the resurrection, I think mahina pa yan. Well, pagtimbang-timbangin muna yung evidence, no? Well then, thank you pala sa video na ginawa mo, and I appreciate it. Well, that's all. Still, the resurrection account still stands. Jesus had risen from the dead. He is Lord. And if Christianity were true, would you become a Christian?